And I will bring back my people to live in Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called the city of truth. As the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so is the Lord round about his people, from this time forth and forever. The old city of Jerusalem, surrounded by its ancient walls, and reunited with the new city in the Six-Day War of 1967. This view of the city from the Mount of Olives allows the visitor to see the Armenian, Christian, Jewish and Muslim quarters enclosed by the defensive wall surrounding them. Catching the window frames, shining into bedrooms, the early morning sun reminds visitors that a day viewing the Golden City awaits them. The King David Hotel was the British military headquarters in Palestine until the War of Independence in 1948. It overlooks the Jaffa Gate, one of the main entrances to the Old City. Merchants came from the ancient seaport of Jaffa years ago and entered Jerusalem through this gate. Walk inside the Jaffa Gate and the Old City of Jerusalem surrounds you. The Western Wall is a section of the rampart that circled the Temple Mount area in ancient times. It's the holiest shrine of the Jewish world, and pilgrimages to the wall have been common for generations. No temple stands today, and the memorial days of when the first and second temples were destroyed bring large flocks of worshippers. Each day, including the Sabbath, services take place in the large square in front of the wall. In fact, there are few times when the wall is devoid of visitors or worshippers standing in awe before it. High above the western wall stands the Temple Mount, known as Har Habayit in Hebrew and Haram as-Sharif in Arabic. It's where Abraham made ready to sacrifice his only son, Isaac. And it's also the area where Solomon built his temple and where the second temple was built. But no temple has stood for many centuries now, and it's in this area that the Muslims built their famous Dome of the Rock. Quotations from the Quran adorn the marble, multicolored mosaics. From the rock beneath the Golden Dome, legend has it that Muhammad ascended to heaven on his winged horse, Borak. The mosque was built over the rock to commemorate the event. These arched pillars in the southern part of the Temple Mount area overlook another Muslim shrine, the Aqsa or Corner Mosque. It dates back 1400 years. And both mosques on the Temple Mount highlight the importance of Jerusalem. It's the third holiest city in the Muslim world. Overlooking the Temple Mount and Western Wall areas is the Jewish quarter in the southern part of the Old City. This quarter was the focus of Jewish life in the city for 800 years until the War of Independence in 1948. It was then partially destroyed and occupied by the Jordanians until liberated in the Six-Day War of 1967. Work continues slowly to restore the buildings to their former appearance, reconstructing all the houses, synagogues and study centres from locally sourced Jerusalem stone. The area is becoming a wealthy, desirable place to live, and people are gradually moving into the houses and apartments as they're completed. Many Jews worship frequently in the quarter, having walked from the new city to recite their prayers. At one time, there were over 30 synagogues in the quarter. Today, a mere handful exist, all named after famous rabbis and scholars. The Christian Quarter is located in the highest part of the Old City, and threading through it is the path that Jesus took to his crucifixion, the Via Dolorosa, the Way of Pain. It's marked by the 14 stations of the cross, beginning at Pontius Pilate's judgment hall, where the sentence of death was delivered, and the route ends at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, located in the area where Jesus was crucified and buried. To experience the real Middle Eastern flavour of Old Jerusalem, a visit to the Arab markets is on every traveller's itinerary. Methods of transporting goods around are simple, either by donkey, by cart, or balanced on the head. No mechanised transport could manage the steep, narrow streets. Clothing and metal craft shops abound, and there's one rule for buying: never believe the price a trader asks you. He may plead poverty, but is still making a healthy profit at half the price, and bargaining's all part of the game. Outside the old city walls, the path from the Jaffa Gate leads to Jaffa Road, the main thoroughfare of modern Jerusalem. Its construction was begun when the country was under the Ottoman Turks' rule, and it leads northwest to the ancient seaport of Jaffa. Many suburbs, like Kiryat Moshe, have been built on the Judean mountains on which Jerusalem and its surroundings stand. As the capital of Israel, Jerusalem houses the Knesset, the country's parliament, as well as the government centre, which includes the Prime Minister's office. Inside this building, President Sadat of Egypt addressed the Israeli parliament, thus publicly initiating the process that led to the historic Middle Eastern Peace Treaty in 1979. The community of Kiryat Yitzhak Wolfson in western Jerusalem is typical of the latest housing developments in Israel. There's a shortage in the country, and therefore apartment blocks like this are quickly snapped up. The distinctive colour of the buildings is due to the widespread use of Jerusalem stone, which has a characteristic pinkish cast when seen closely. A multitude of impressions remain after even so short a visit. The vivid memories created by this ancient religious centre, blending religion with modern living, surely make Jerusalem unique, truly the Golden City.